POV is generally considered to be a movie term. Very simply, it means where does the camera go? Or in your case, where does my camera go? The POV your camera sees from has everything to do with the way it sees the world. From a carefully chosen POV, two kids eating cotton candy look like they're inhaling mind-expanding clouds. POV had everything to do with this near-perfect alignment of the moon and a church steeple. So what does POV stand for? I thought you'd never ask. It means point of view. What point have you decided to view from? This photographer had a very specific point of view in mind when she shot this picture of her husband and her son. The cat dictated the point of view here. It's under the covers. Sometimes you take your point of view to where the subject is, in this case, a snow tunnel. The point of view here shows everyone what they normally can't see, Mom's rather mediocre spade's hand. The builders of the zoo decided the point of view would be interesting under the polar bear. The point of view here provided a storytelling image of a father and his photographer daughter. The perfect alignment of these trees is the result of one thing, a carefully chosen POV. Their eyeglasses, their flowers, their water drops, they're a stick, regardless of what they really are, it works because there's an exact place to view that from. That's the POV. Sometimes the POV is a little more subtle, but just as important. I think the POV makes this work with that horse's head just above the horizon line, putting emphasis on it. How much of each face do we need to see? This seems just right, a nicely chosen point of view. A low point of view takes you into the world of girls skipping. By getting low, their heads are up against a distant background, which means it's out of focus. And after shooting 100 photographs from this angle, he got one frame where all of their feet are off the ground. It's often a good idea to let your POV take your viewer into the world of your subject. In this case, the camera was about 9 inches off the ground. Teddy had just found out that his soccer season was canceled because of COVID. This angle keeps the picture private and distant. This super low POV makes the boys look like they're up in the sky, flying, when actually they're only a few feet off the ground on a hilltop. It's all about the POV. And just about every group shot has a good POV. Think about it. You can see every face. And although you're stuck with your arm when you shoot a selfie, think about it. Look at all the information in this photograph that tells the story. Carefully placed POV. You've got to see the fly on that wall to understand what's going on here. Choose your point of view carefully with every photograph you shoot. And at the victorious basketball game, do you show the faces of the players or the face of the mother? I remember a story about one cinematographer in Hollywood describing another cinematographer in Hollywood. And he said that Charlie had the best POV in the whole business. He knew where to put a camera better than anybody. And that, it really brought home how important it is, that first decision of where are you going to put your camera. It's huge. And if you think about it, back in the old days, when it was a big, heavy wooden tripod and a big, heavy camera with glass plates and not film inside it, and you had to schlep all this stuff around on the back of a horse or in a wagon or something, you were extremely careful about deciding where to put your camera because you didn't want to set all that stuff up and then later find out you're in the wrong spot and now we want it on the other side of the river. Now, obviously, when you've got your iPhone, your smartphone, it's very easy to be casual about it. And I don't want you to be casual about it. I just want you to turn up the game a little bit and turn up the heat and be very careful and think to yourself, where does the camera go? Where does the camera go? Because those few seconds or minute that you spend thinking about that can make all the difference in the world.